Hi friends, it's Renee. I'm back. Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. I'm doing part 2 of the Harlequin pouch since my video took 5 days to upload, and hopefully that won't happen this time. And I would love for you to like the videos and subscribe, and if you click on that bell, that means you'll be notified every time I upload a new video, and hopefully it won't take 5 days. So who knows? Okay, so what I did, taking off from the last video, this is part 2. I've already sewn the waterproof canvas lining, the zipper, and the front pouch together. And I top stitched them. Now she doesn't top stitch until you put all of them together and open them up, and she does like a rectangle. But I'm not going to do that. I'm used to doing it this way, so I'm just going to do it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the back piece, right sides together. And then I'm going to attach the lining piece, right sides together, and I'm going to sew down, adding them. Now she has them you do them separately, and instead of doing it all at once. Either way is fine, so long as you get it done. I got a lot of strings here I'm trying to get up. So you match up your centers, which I've already cut, snipped, marked my centers, I guess you could say. And I think I marked my center of this one, but the thin pin faded because it's a erasable pin. And now I need to mark it again. So let me find my friction pins. Friction pins, they erase with heat. And remark my center on my zipper. Black on black's not going to work. I started a Barona bag. I have a couple of orders, and one of them's a Barona purse orders, and one of them's a Baronia bowler bag by Blue Calla. And I started on my Janome HD 3000, and I finished it on my new machine, my Juki 2010. And I could have finished it on my Janome, but I wanted to see how it went with my Juki. And it turned out great. I didn't use foam, I used Decaville Light, and it turned out great. But now I use foam, and the Juki is giving me a hard time. My stitching is terrible, so I've got to adjust to that machine to see what the problem is, so my top stitching will look better. Okay, I'm going to do the front panel and the back panel right sides together, and then follow the pattern and sew it. Let me clip it. Let me move you down so you can see what I'm doing here. Find the centers. I marked the wrong side here. The centers and clip. I used to say that sewing was cheap therapy, but it ain't cheap anymore. But it's still therapy for me. I love to sew. No matter how many mistakes I made. Sometimes you just make a lot of mistakes. You need to drop it, let it go, and start another day. Okay, so I've clipped these together. Now I'm going to sew them. I changed my foot to the metal foot instead of the Teflon foot because it wasn't sewing over, doing my top stitching well. So I switched it, and it seems to be working. You just have to figure it out what your machine wants that day. So I'm going to start stitching. Back stitch. I'm going to a quarter of it seam allowance. Move my zipper out of the way. I have it down too far. I made it go over. Hear my my pedal is squeaking. I guess I need to roll my pedal to my machine. Move my zipper. Pull. Let's see if I got this right, because I got it crooked. Back stitch. And remember, you have to, on these vintage machines, you have to push the back stitch down yourself. It doesn't automatically go back, or you'll just be stitching back, back, back. Ask me how I know. And what's funny, when you have more than one machine that you use, you have to get your brain back in gear with that one machine. Oh, that stitching's terrible. Let's see if it shows up here. Nope, we're good. No one will see the stitching. So I did that. Now I'm going to attach the lining, waterproof canvas that I got from Walmart. And you're going to put right sides together. Find the centers and put right sides together. So let me do that and clip it. I was thinking it was my Wi-Fi why it took so long. We live on a lake, and anytime it's windy, the Wi-Fi gets a little persnickety. But it was only windy for like one day. So I don't know what was going on. YouTube would say your video crashed, or it would say YouTube crashed. And I'm like, what is going on? But then I saw where someone else that does sewing videos that I follow, seems legit, the Australian girl, was having trouble too. Now my thread came out, so now I have to put it back. What's funny is that to thread this Singer and to put the needle in is the same as the Juki. So if you've done a vintage machine, you can thread a Juki, because they're about the same, except it doesn't have the side thing over here. They do thread on the needle from left to right. They do not have automatic threaders, which I like automatic threaders. The older I get, the more I like it. Of course, it's going to give me an issue when I'm on camera. This is a real deal, people. Okay, it's not working. No editing. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Just does not want to go through the needle. I have gum on this needle. I need to, not gum, but from tape. Maybe that's what it is. You know what? I'm going to clean my needles. I had these little packets I got from Amazon, because when I do my silhouette, I was doing labels, and you need to clean their alcohol wipes. And so you clean whatever item you're going to put a label on from the silhouette cutter. And you clean it first with alcohol to get all the dust off and everything. And so I have lots of these. And so this is when you go through the double-sided tape and it gets all on your needle. This will go through it. But you also have to periodically clean it. And I'm thinking that's when I got some of that tape inside that little hole, because I never had this big a problem. So these are handy dandy little alcohol wipes. You can keep alcohol handy. Buy your machine if you don't want to buy the little wipes. Now let's see if this will work for me. See, yep, that's what it was. That's when you feel like an amateur. You're on camera and you can't even get the needle thread in. I am an amateur. I'm definitely not a professional, but I've been sewing since I was in junior high. And my grandmother sewed. Okay, let's get this done. Oh, you know what? I'm sewing on this and it's not sewing very well. You know what? I'm going to back stitch. Because this stuff, the plastic side, the plastic field side, on the waterproof canvas, it gets stuck with this needle. That's when you really do need to use a Teflon. No biggie. Just start on the other side and go down. And you're just going to follow the stitch line that you've already made. I'm doing the putting the two front pieces together, front and back pieces. My pedal keeps sliding. Let me know if y'all can hear that squeak. It drives me crazy. Move my zipper pull. So it's much better when the waterproof canvas is down. And I just go over already what I sewed. Nail up, press your foot up, trim your threads. I have a couple of these pouches I put in my store. If you see my other one with the leopard vinyl, I'm going to iron this. I have a couple of them in my store that I'm selling. I love them. I put handles on them and made them like a wristlet. And they look so good. I love that leopard vinyl. I got it from My Punk Embroidery, and it's called Furry Friends Brown. That's what I use, brown. They have it in black too, black and white. I just love the brown. So I'm going to sew. My mother wants a purse made out of that with the black and black vinyl and the leopard. And then I've done a pelican tote with the black and the leopard. Okay, so now I'm going to top stitch. Make sure I lengthen my stitch. Okay. Do I want to go this way or do I want to go this way? I think I'll go this way. She doesn't have you top stitch until you get both these pieces on, and she has you go in a rectangle all the way around like that. I'm used to doing it one way. I'm just going to do it that way. Most pattern pieces do it that way, so that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm used to. It's whatever you're used to and you feel comfortable with. When you sew fast on this machine, the whole table shakes. So you have to really hold it down there. Okay. We're almost done. Hopefully this will not get cut off and I can finish it up. So now we're going to open our zipper to the middle and we're going to put the outer pieces together, right sides together, and the lining pieces together, and we're going to leave a space in the center here for us to turn our bag out. What you're going to do is you're going to line up your pieces, and the zipper part goes back towards the lining, and you just match up your front ones like that.